We're back on The Big Show. It's always nice to talk to an old friend and a gorgeous friend and a hugely talented friend, Jodie Prenger.
Less of the old. I've just turned 30. I've only just got that. How are you doing? You all right?
I'm all right, thank you. And thank you for being so gorgeous and talented, because I saw you in this Oliver ages ago and everybody just loves you, don't they? There's something about you that's nice and warm.
Oh, is it really?
Don't laugh at me. I'm trying to be sincere.
It's nice to be nice. Do you know what? As my mum always says, it's nice to be nice. No, I just think the only way I've enjoyed every single minute of what I've done, and I've said this to so many people, to keep my feet on the floor and my head out the clouds. And I think that's just the way forward. All these shenanigans, all this Diamante blinging, all these P. Diddy's. Strip that Diamante off, put your top on from Primark and get yourself sorted.
I was looking at you on the internet on some mucky websites and seeing those old pictures of you. When you look at yourself now, is it even the same person?
The ones in the swimsuit?
Well, yes. They're not too mucky, but mucky to a point.
Do you mean the 22 stone ones? Do you know what? I actually look back, and that's just going back nearly 3 years ago, and I think it's just amazing now. I have transformed myself, and it took so much work and it took so many tears, but just to transform myself and actually be the person I've always wanted to be, because I wasn't happy. I don't think a lot of people can say they are happy at 22 stone. It's that, they can pretend to be, but they're not really.
There's something in your quiet moments, isn't there, that says to you, this is just too big. I mean, there are some people with medical reasons that obviously can't do anything about it. But if you know that you're eating too many Big Macs, it's time to do something about it. What was the moment then when you decided, I'm just too big?
It's when I started actually shouting out loud, I love the cake. It was when those elasticated dresses just didn't elasticate anymore. And I was so miserable. I'd literally wake up and everything in my wardrobe was like I was going to a funeral, because everything was black, and, for the slimming figure. So I just realised I had to do something about it, and I watched the American version of The Biggest Loser, saw that, and I thought, oh my God, that's what I want. There's me and my mum sat there crying with a packet of obnobs, and I applied for it and I got through. And the most daunting part of the audition process. Now, you'd think getting into it like that Nancy dress is daunting. In the audition process for The Biggest Loser, you had to stand there in front of people you didn't know in a swimming costume and turn around as they filmed you.
So I don't even show my arms in public. How do you do that when you know you're not at your best?
Oh, it was horrendous. And do you know what? After I did that, I went and absolutely broke my heart crying. I was like, I just can't believe I've let anyone see my cellulite. It was awful. It was horrible. But good things comes out of bad. And that was probably my lowest point, actually, having to stand there and turn around. And I think that's what gave me the wake-up call. If I feel that bad about myself, I've got to do something about it.
And you managed to do it, and now you look amazing. I was 20 stone when I was 18.
How did you do it?
Well, Atkins did it for me, and I know everybody says you shouldn't do it, but it was carbs, and to this day, if I eat a sandwich, I go up a stone.
Really? So what do you do? Do you eat no carbs whatsoever?
Just try and avoid them, so it's chicken salads. It's very boring, but I eat the steaks, and I try and, feed myself on eggs and cheese and all that stuff. I know people say it's bad for you, but that's the way it is.
It is, but things that look at me, I'm a nutritional therapist. Qualified as well. Things like, if you've got things like sweet potato, you do need your element of carb in your diet. So you're looking fabulous. There's nothing to you.
But let me tell you, this is the point I was coming to. When you lose a lot of weight, especially quite quickly, things tend to dangle and droop. Jodie Prenger, what are you like without those clothes on?
Boys always have dangly and droopy bits, don't they?
That's what that is.
That's what it is. Thank you.
You do have to be careful, though, because you see these horror stories on those living programmes where they have these makeovers and they take the clothes off and it's dangling like stalactites.
Do you know what? Really, it's a radio thing I'm trying to show you here. I think the main element of what I did is, especially towards the end, I was training 3-4 hours a day, jogging, boxing, kettlebelling, and because you're doing that, and I was using a body brush and body cream, and I think because I still was in my 20s, I had that on my side. I really, touch wood, I had it on my side. But I have lost my boobies a bit. I've got to admit, I have been thinking, I might just get them done. But that's the only bit I really miss, actually.
What would you go to? I'm thinking double Ds.
No, you're always thinking double Ds. No, actually, there's this new, they use it in reconstructive surgery. And basically what they do is they take the fat from your bum and they inject it in your boobies. how interesting that. Now, how big's your bum and how big can you get your boo-boos?
Well, I'm already pushing a C cup, so I'm thinking, I could be everything I've dreamed of.
We could share bras. We could be bra sisters.
And if you're sucking it out your ass, you could make a new handbag or something, couldn't you?
It'll be like that guy off Silence of the Lambs who wears skinny clothes. And I just think I was looking into that the other day and I found it really fascinating.
So you're seriously considering this?
Oh, actually, I would. Seriously, I don't like the thought of, putting the bits in your body and like, you look at like Pamela Anderson's, they don't look nice, but it's just about being natural, isn't it?
I mean, I saw Jordan last night on Graham Norton and she just looked totally ridiculous.
Oh, I know. What's with it? There was no expression there whatsoever. And what were those bracelets she were wearing? I thought she was going to handcuff herself to that Alex. Oh, you don't say stuff like that in front of your kids, do you? Sorry, look at me. You just don't, do you?
I know Jordan to a point. We're not picking out curtains or anything. If I'd have been her PR after that, I think I would have handed in my resignation. I think it was one of the worst exercises in PR ever. She didn't come across well, did she?
Do you know, the thing is with her, she's always lived a life as an open book, and there is certain extents of what you keep to yourself. And it's like it was Graham was saying last night, how far can you push your kids in the limelight? Fair enough, use yourself, put whatever you want out there, but give the kids a chance because they are babies. And to things that was said about like the sex life, I get to prudish me, and things like that. I don't think it's for children's ears. Am I just sounding? I know I'm 30. Am I cracking on 60 here? But do you agree with me?
I know exactly what you mean. All I thought was if she was my mum and I was watching that in 20 years, you would die, wouldn't you?
Dying, wouldn't you? They'd get it out at school fairs and take the mickey out of the kids because
you'd got them out last night. Let's face it.
See, I'd never go that big. And I remember seeing a picture of them and she had them. No, they don't look. They don't look nice, do they?
But I mean, you are known for your cleavage. That's why I love you. I mean, you in your frock in Oliver. I mean, you were fabulous. So it's all going away. I mean, are you stopped dieting now? Are you where you want to be?
No, I've just remembered. I totally forgot. I'm running a half marathon on Sunday. I forgot about that. And running a 10K the week after. So no, I've really started to enjoy exercise far more. And I've got.
Please stop though. You look just right. You look gorgeous.
I enjoy it though. I really, really enjoy it, and it makes you feel better about yourself, and you realise it. And actually, this is true. I found it's improved my voice. I don't know whether it's a strength in my stomach or I just don't know what's going on there, but I think it has.
But that's interesting because you don't see many thin lady opera singers, do you?
That's very true. So I think if we get them training and running half a marathon, it's going to take the opera world by storm.
Look, you've been doing this, Oliver, for a while now, and you've been making appearances on The Lottery where you look great and Loose Women and things like that, and you're doing lots of telly stuff. Yeah. Is there going to be a point where you're going to have to leave this, Oliver, and put it to the past and then move on, or are you very happy where you are?
Well, it's I think I'm there till March. And then I really don't know. I've been doing lots of like kind of other stuff like with just doing like some clothing range, but for, like you say, for the normal woman, for the average everyday woman. I've even been doing hats, jewellery, and I've been doing reviews on hotels.
What type of?
What I've done is I've done the top 5 places to stay in London. Do you want me to give you? Do you want to know? Okay, 5 is a place called the Rough Lux, which is half luxurious and half not. Now, to me, it's like an half-done house because you've got a lovely bed with walls that haven't got any painting on. I know. Great for the arty type, but the downside of that was definitely it had a black and white TV with no remote control. Stayed on the same channel all night, never got up to switch it, you don't. Number 4 is the Sanctum, which, actually, when we went there, guess who were coming out on a hen do? Rachel Stevens.
Oh, wow.
She was tiny. Honestly, I've worn socks bigger than her. And number 3 I placed was the Royal Carlton Jumeirah, which is absolutely just stunning and just luxurious and fabulous. And then it was the Aldwych Hotel, which is smack bang in the centre of the West End. It's around the corner from Drury Lane, actually. I felt like saying, can I move in? But have you ever been, the top one for me, have you ever been to Brown's Hotel?
I have actually. I've done a couple of interviews there, but I've never stayed. Oh,
it is just gorgeous. And I don't tell them, I was getting a bit pop starry and I was doing running dives on the bed. The suites are actually that big. I did like a full, it was a nearly 100-yard sprint.
All right, I've got to ask you some very interesting questions then. What is the best hotel to steal from?
Oh, it would have to be now. You see, I'm a toiletries girl. It's not using them. It's about opening the bag and putting them in for later. But it has to be Browns. They were all like and you don't just get the small bottles. You get at least 3 washes out of them bottles.
Is it all Molten Brown stuff?
It's a Is it Pentagon?
Oh,
very nice. I've still got some in my bathroom. I'll send you.
I like nicking the slippers and things like that.
You always know. Look at me. I get dead excited. It was a really interesting project to do because my mum and dad used to have a hotel in Blackpool and always grew up in a hotel. So it's really interesting to see how hotels work. But I agree with you. You can always tell the class of the hotel by the slippers. Now, the Aldwych had lovely rouged slippers, but Browns had a brown trim.
What worries me about hotels is what's been going on there 24 hours before I sat in that bed. And
I bet you're one of them people that takes one of those machines out on CSI. I bet you are, aren't you?
I tell you what I do in every hotel. You know that thing they put over the bed in posh hotels? That goes straight on the floor. They don't wash that every day.
No, they don't wash that every day. I agree with you. I'm the same. But
and you imagine the mucky beggars coming down from the north and the things they get up to.
Oh, God, those northern people, God, they get everywhere. Some people say they even live in London. No, it's true, actually. But I do agree, actually. I always have to make sure they've got clean sheets. And it's always the way they've been pressed. That's what Mum says.
Listen, it's always lovely talking to you. Anything else I can do for you? Obviously, Oliver's on at the Theatre Royal Drury Lane, and you're in that 6 shows a week.
No. Got some news for you, 7 shows a week.
Well, hang on, wait a minute. Are they paying you more? Why are you suddenly doing 7?
Doing some more. They just ain't enough, Nancy. No, I've just only recently, the past 2 weeks, started on 7 shows a week. And when Cameron asked me to do it, I was really, really honoured to say, for them to have that faith in me, because with the problems that happened with Connie and her only doing originally, going back, I was only scheduled to do 4 shows, but to do 6 shows, brilliant, and then to go up to do 7 shows, amazing. And the new Fagin, we start rehearsing with him on the 7th of November. It's Griff Rhys-Jones.
How's that Omid Jalili been doing?
Oh, he's lovely. He's such a good crack as well. I shouldn't really say this. The other day, we've got all these pictures backstage. Have you ever seen that faceinhole.com? Wow. They put my face in Susan Boyle. Well, that's another story. And anyway, so I shouldn't say this. I'll probably get in trouble. But anyway, so they put Steve Hartley, who was the new Bill Sykes, who was in EastEnders in the bill. And he put his head in David Hasselhoff's. Well, we're all on stage looking in and looking across, and on the back of Fagin's jacket, on Omid's jacket, is this picture of Steve Hartley as David Hasselhoff. Well, everyone's kind of going, right, how do we get this off in this scene? And it just stuck there. It was taken away. But Omid is brilliant with the kids. His rapport with the children is just fantastic, and he's a really genuine talent to watch. I took him a load of Blackpool Rock the other day, and then we have an ongoing joke on stage: who can say the word first, like SpongeBob SquarePants or something like that. And it's just great because with every show it keeps it fresh for them. But I do feel really bad, and can I say sorry to all the other kids, because I had to judge a colouring competition and I had to pick one out of them all. Oh, you can't do that. I felt like, a mother picking one favourite child out of them all, but they all did really brilliantly. They really did.
Jodie Prenger, you're adorable. Anytime you want to come on this programme, you're welcome, because you're gorgeous and you're one of those rare things in the West End. You're a personality, and there aren't many of them. Thanks for being you, and thanks for all the wonderful performances in Oliver. It's taking place every single day at Drury Lane's Theatre Royal, and you're in it 7 times a week now.
7
Marvellous.
times a week. I'm only not there on a Wednesday night.
Congratulations. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.